Welcome to day 14 of my 30-day water fast. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Life. Today, I'm feeling pretty good. Um, Better than I had expected, actually. My weigh scale is, my brand new weigh scale is working, but I can't seem to get it to pair with my tablet. So I still don't have my body fat percentage, but I'm hoping to get that remedied this afternoon. I did weigh in at 176.4, so that means I'm down 14 pounds in 13 days so far. So that's good news. I will attempt to remedy this situation for my check-in tomorrow. I wanted to address in this episode what fasting has taught me so far. People usually ask, what does fasting do to your body? But what surprised me is what it teaches you about your mind. What I thought I would learn would be things like self discipline, endurance, and I thought I'd learn everything there is to know about weight loss. But what I actually learned was things like there's a difference between hunger versus need. When you're hungry, it doesn't always necessarily mean that you're in need of food. Clearly, I'm not in need of any food. I'm on day 14. I've got another 16 to go, and I'm doing perfectly fine. So those hunger pangs that one would get do indicate that your body's looking for fuel at that particular time, but it doesn't always indicate need. Hunger comes in waves. It passes. It's not always urgent. I've learned about discomfort. I've learned there's nothing wrong with discomfort. We live in a society these days that discomfort needs to be remedied and remedied immediately, that discomfort's bad. If during a long-term fast like this, you tend to realize there's actually nothing wrong with discomfort. Again, like hunger, it comes and goes. Embracing discomfort doesn't always necessarily mean harm. It's kind of a pleasant awakening, really. I- Avoiding discomfort, what I've found, avoiding discomfort just creates more noise. There's a phrase like, "Hey, embrace discomfort." I wouldn't say embrace it, but I just tend to now just ignore it. It goes away. Urges. That's another thing I've learned, that most, if not all, urges are temporary. You know, cravings rise and they go away. Uh, Acting on urges and cravings is a choice. It's not mandatory. I'm saying these things from personal experience, and this is what fasting, specifically fasting, has taught me. Because when you're fasting, especially long term fasts like this, you cannot act on urges. If I had an urge at this point in day 14 that I was going to eat a cheeseburger, I guarantee you I would end up in the hospital. There's, I'm now past the point where I need to refeed to get back onto regular food in a very certain manner. And again, we'll go through that when I do refeed. I'll take you through that process so that the body isn't getting shocked with greasy meat and cheese and things like that. Like a cheeseburger right now would do so much physical damage to me that it's frightening. So ur- acting on urges, fasting has taught me that acting on urges is not mandatory. Um, there's a sense, I've also learned there's a sense of quietness that comes over a person, a sense of real self control. And that's a really pleasant a thing to realize. You'll find that you had habits that you didn't even know you had. Eating out of boredom, eating for s- give you daily structure, eating for comfort. There's this phrase, "Oh, this is comfort food," and it is. It can be comfort food, but when you take all of those habits away through fasting, you learn that there's an underlying real sense of self-control and a quietness that happens, and it's really, I wouldn't say fun, but it's really a pleasant thing to realize. So how does this all apply after fasting? Beyond fasting, it carries it on naturally into daily life. You're with, again, eating habits, or making new eating habits, even stress reduction. I just This is a side point. I just got home about maybe an hour or so ago, and I had driven into the city. It's a 3-hour round trip, not including the time that I spent there. And currently, today, we are under a blizzard warning. The roads are absolutely horrific out there. Whiteouts, it's bad. It's really bad. Normally, that kind of thing would stress me out. I got home today smiling, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Not stressed out, just realizing it is what it is. Deal with it, stay calm, it's all good. And I personally attribute this to fasting and the calmness, and I wouldn't even say low anxiety, it's no anxiety. And I'm a very anxious person. I have an anxiety problem when in prior to the fast. So this is what I've experienced today with this calmness, inner calm, is striking. Again, reactionary. I People are reactionary or waiting in lines. Oh, I've got to get this done. Got to get this done. Fasting teaches you, hey man, relax. You have no, when you're fasting, you have no choice but to wait. So carrying that on into normal life post fast is just a blessing. It really is. And that all these things are a choice. So, in closing, I'd say that fasting isn't something that I would recommend for everyone. But the lessons that it teaches does require fasting. Because when you're fasting, it just makes those lessons harder, if not impossible, to ignore. So that's where I am today, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Ah, 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 ah. Dave does live.